Okay, if you've ever tried to buy a budget smartphone, you absolutely know this feeling. You're looking at Redmi's website and you see the Note 13, the 13C, the 13 Pro, the 13 Pro Plus, and your brain just kind of starts to melt. You are not alone, I promise. So today we're going to crack the code behind Xiaomi's seemingly endless avalanche of Redmi phones. To really get a handle on this, let's just start with one single number, 117. That's how many distinct Redmi models have been released since the brand first launched back in 2013. Just let that sink in. It works out to more than one new phone every single month for over a decade. It's a truly staggering amount, and it's where all our confusion comes from.
And this leads us right to the central mystery, doesn't it? Why? Why on earth would one brand need this massive, sprawling portfolio of phones that, let's be honest, often seem to be competing with each other? Is it just total chaos? Or is there a deliberate, maybe even a brilliant strategy hiding in plain sight? Let's dig in.
Well, it turns out the answer begins with a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. The strategy at the heart of Redmi isn't chaos at all. It's actually a mission to create a phone for absolutely everyone.
See, the way Redmi looks at it, the global market isn't just one big audience. No, it's a huge collection of dozens of smaller groups with unique needs. You've got people who just need a phone to make calls. You've got others who want a great camera but can't afford a flagship. Then there are the people focused on gaming performance, and some who just need a battery that'll last for days. So Redmi's goal isn't to confuse you, it's to have a specific answer for every single one of those people. So how do they actually manage to do this? Well, their entire empire, all 117 of those phones, is basically built on a solid foundation of just two main pillars, the Redmi Number Series and the Redmi Note Series.
Probably the easiest way to think about this is like a car lineup. The Redmi Number Series, that's your classic, reliable sedan. It's affordable, it gets the job done without any fuss, and it's really the bedrock of the entire brand. And the Redmi Note Series? Well, that's the family SUV. It's a clear step up, you get a bigger screen, more features, a bolder design, all while staying incredibly affordable. And that Number Series has been the bedrock since day one. I mean, from the original Redmi 1 back in 2013, all the way to the models you see today. This line has always delivered on one simple promise: a dependable, no-frills smartphone at a price that's almost impossible to beat. This is the entry point to the whole ecosystem.
At the same time, the Note series has always been about pushing the envelope, bringing those premium features down to the masses. The very first Note, for instance, was one of the first affordable phablets. The Note 4 became this legendary bestseller. And today, you've got models like the Note 13 Pro Plus packing features like curved screens and crazy fast charging, stuff that just a couple years ago you'd only find on phones that cost twice as much.
Okay, so we've got the everyday essential phone and the value-packed step up. But what about that group of users out there who crave raw performance above everything else? Well, that's where the next layer of this whole strategy comes in, the power players. Now, to understand this next part, you have to know a key piece of industry lingo, the flagship killer. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a phone that's built to deliver the speed and the power of a $1,000 flagship, but for a mid-range price. And that right there, that's the entire mission of Redmi's K Series.
So you see, the K Series isn't supposed to be a better Note. It's built for a completely different person. The Note user wants great all-around value. The K Series buyer, on the other hand, is a performance enthusiast who's laser-focused on the processor and gaming speed. They're willing to pay a little more than a Note user, but a whole lot less than for a true flagship just to get that raw power. All right, so we've got our three main pillars: the Number Series for the basics, the Note Series for all-around value, and the K Series for raw performance. But that still doesn't quite add up to 117 phones, does it? This is where the strategy gets hyper-specific, aiming to fill every last conceivable niche in the market. And when you look at the breakdown, it's pretty wild. Those two main pillars, the Number and Note series, they make up a massive 80% of all the models Redmi has ever released. The K series carves out its own important slice of the pie. But that last 8%, that's where things get really fascinating. Those are the niche fillers, and these phones are targeted with like surgical precision.
You've got the A series for someone on the absolute tightest budget, maybe buying their very first smartphone. The C series is for entry-level buyers who just really want a big modern-looking screen. They even experimented with an S series just for selfies, and a Bo series for that super lightweight version of Android. Every single one was designed to plug a very specific hole in the market.
Okay, we've looked at all the individual pieces of the puzzle now, from those core pillars all the way down to the tiny niche fillers. So let's finally put it all together and see the master plan hiding behind all that so-called madness.
When you lay it all out, you realize this isn't random at all. It's a simple, repeatable, four-step playbook for market domination. Step 1, identify any group of users you can think of, like gamers on a budget. Step 2, create a dedicated series just for them. That's how the K series was born. Step 3, release new versions all the time to stay fresh and relevant. And finally, step 4, you just repeat this over and over and over until you dominate every single price point imaginable.
And in the end, after you look at their entire product list, it all just boils down to one crystal clear mission. It's not about making one single phone that tries to please everybody. It's about building a diverse range of smartphones catering to various user needs and budgets. A specific phone for every specific person.
So, we've cracked the code. We can see the cold, hard logic behind all 117 of those phones. It's this meticulous, step-by-step plan for total market saturation. But it does leave us with one last question. Even if we now understand the strategy, for the average person just walking into a store, is this a brilliant way to offer choice, or is it still just brilliantly confusing? That's the real puzzle, isn't it?